seekers of wisdom, explorers of the inner realms, I invite you to journey with me into the depths of the human psyche, where shadows dance and archetypes whisper their ancient truths in our time together. Let us explore a profound notion, the idea that you were never truly addicted, but rather you were fleeing from a pain that your conscious mind could not bear to process. Imagine, if you will, the human mind as an intricate tapestry woven with threads of experience, emotion and memory. Each thread tells a story that is uniquely yours, yet among these threads there are those that are frayed and tangled, representing the unresolved conflicts and unhealed wounds that reside in the depths of your unconscious. It is here, in this shadowy domain, that we must turn our attention, for it is here that the roots of what we might call addiction are often found. Addiction, as we commonly understand it, is a manifestation of behavior that seems compulsive, driven by an insatiable desire for a substance or an activity. But let us not be deceived by the surface of things. Addiction is not merely a craving for the material. It is a symptom, a signal from the depths of the unconscious that something within us is out of balance. It is a cry for help, an attempt to escape from a reality that the conscious mind finds intolerable. Consider the symbol of the labyrinth, an ancient archetype that represents the journey into the unknown, the quest for enlightenment. In many ways, the experience of addiction is akin to wandering through a labyrinth where the path is uncertain and the exit elusive. The labyrinth is not merely a physical structure, but a representation of the psyche, where the conscious mind struggles to navigate the complexities of the unconscious. Within the labyrinth, there are shadows, those parts of ourselves that we have disowned, rejected, or denied. The shadow is a powerful force, for it contains the aspects of the self that are deemed unacceptable by the conscious mind. Yet, it is precisely in this darkness that we find the seeds of transformation. The shadow is not to be feared, but to be embraced, for it is through the integration of the shadow that we become whole. Herein lies the essence of the problem. Addiction is often an attempt to flee from the shadow, to numb the pain that arises from the confrontation with the parts of ourselves that we cannot accept. But in fleeing, we are only delaying the inevitable, for the shadow will not be ignored. It will continue to assert itself, manifesting in behaviors that seem beyond our control. The journey to wholeness requires courage, a willingness to face the shadow and to confront the pain that lies at the heart of addiction. It requires an exploration of the archetypes that govern our lives, those universal patterns that shape our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Archetypes are the blueprints of the psyche, the primordial images that reside in the collective unconscious. They are the gods and goddesses, the heroes and villains, the wise old man and the eternal child. To understand addiction, we must explore the archetypes that are at play in the individual psyche. Consider, for example, the archetype of the wounded healer, a figure who has suffered deeply, but who uses that suffering as a source of healing for others. The wounded healer is a potent symbol of the transformative power of suffering, the ability to transmute pain into wisdom and compassion. In the context of addiction, the wounded healer archetype may manifest in the individual who turns to substances or behaviors as a means of coping with their own pain. Yet, within this struggle lies the potential for profound transformation. By confronting the wounds that drive the addiction, by embracing the shadow and integrating its lessons, the individual can emerge as a healer not only of themselves but of others. Let us also consider the archetype of the hero, the one who embarks on a quest to overcome great challenges and to discover their true nature. The hero's journey is a powerful metaphor for the process of recovery from addiction. It involves a descent into the underworld, a confrontation with the shadow, and ultimately a return to the world with newfound insight and strength. The hero archetype reminds us that the journey to wholeness is not a solitary one. Along the way, we encounter guides and allies, those who support us in our quest and who offer us the wisdom of their own experiences. In the context of addiction, these guides may take the form of therapists, mentors, or fellow travelers on the path of recovery. They are the beacons of light that illuminate the way forward, the voices of encouragement that echo in the darkness. Yet, the journey is not without its trials. There are temptations along the path, moments of doubt and despair. When the call to return to the familiar comforts of addiction is strong, it is here that the archetype of the trickster may emerge, a figure who embodies the chaos and unpredictability of the unconscious. The trickster challenges the hero, testing their resolve and forcing them to confront the limitations of their own understanding. Through the interplay of these archetypes, we come to see addiction not as a failure of will, but as a complex dance between the conscious and unconscious mind. It is a call to embark on a journey of self-discovery, to confront the pain that has been repressed, and to seek healing at the deepest levels of the psyche. In this journey, dreams become powerful allies, for they are the language of the unconscious, the symbols through which the psyche communicates its truth. Dreams reveal the hidden conflicts and desires that fuel addiction, offering insights that the conscious mind may have overlooked. By attending to our dreams, by engaging in the practice of active imagination, we can begin to decipher the messages of the unconscious and to integrate them into our waking lives. Let us not forget the role of the collective unconscious, that vast reservoir of shared human experience that transcends the individual. The collective unconscious is the source of the archetypes, the wellspring of the symbols and myths that shape our understanding of the world. In the context of addiction, in the collective unconscious reminds us that we are not alone in our struggles. We are part of a larger tapestry, a community of souls who share in the human condition. As we navigate the labyrinths of addiction, we must also consider the role of the ego, that aspect of the self that seeks to maintain control and order. The ego is a necessary structure, for it allows us to navigate the demands of the external world, yet in its quest for control. The ego may resist the deeper truths of the unconscious, creating a rift that manifests as addiction. The path to healing requires a rebalancing of the ego and the unconscious, a reconciliation of the conscious and the shadow. It requires a surrender to the mysteries of the psyche, a willingness to embrace the unknown and to trust in the wisdom of the self. This is the path of individuation, the process of becoming who we are meant to be, of realizing our fullest potential. In this process, meditation and contemplation become valuable tools, for they allow us to quiet the chatter of the ego and to listen to the whispers of the unconscious. Through these practices, we can cultivate a deeper awareness of the inner world, a greater sensitivity to the symbols and archetypes that guide our lives. As we draw to a close, let us remember that the journey to wholeness is a lifelong endeavor, a continuous unfolding of the self. It is a journey that requires patience, perseverance, and a deep commitment to self-exploration. Yet, it is also a journey that offers profound rewards, for it leads us to the discovery of our true nature, the realization of our deepest potential. In the end, the question of addiction is not simply about the external behaviors that we seek to change, but about the internal landscapes that we must explore and understand. It is about the courageous exploration of the soul, where the light of consciousness meets the shadow of the unconscious, and where healing emerges from the integration of these disparate parts. As we continue our exploration, let us delve deeper into the nature of pain, that elusive, often misunderstood force that drives the psyche into the arms of addiction. Pain, in its essence, is not merely a physical sensation or an emotional burden. It is a messenger, a herald from the unconscious that calls our attention to what has been neglected or denied. In the symbolic language of the psyche, pain represents a rupture in the fabric of our being, a sign that something within us is seeking to be acknowledged and healed. It is a catalyst for transformation, urging us to turn inward and to attend to the wounds that we have carried, sometimes unknowingly, through the corridors of our lives. We must understand that pain is not an enemy to be vanquished, but a teacher to be embraced. Its lessons are often difficult, demanding a confrontation with the darker aspects of our nature and a willingness to sit with discomfort and uncertainty. Yet, it is through this engagement with pain that we are offered the opportunity to grow, to expand our understanding of ourselves, and to deepen our connection to others. In the realm of addiction, pain often takes on a heightened significance. It is the undercurrent that drives the compulsions, the silent force that propels the individual towards substances or behaviors that promise relief. But this relief is fleeting, for it does not address the root of the pain. It merely obscures it, allowing it to fester and grow in the shadows of the unconscious. To truly heal from addiction, we must be willing to confront the pain head-on, to listen to its messages, and to uncover the underlying wounds that it reveals. This requires a profound act of courage, for it means stepping into the unknown, into the depths of the psyche where the familiar boundaries of the ego dissolve, and where the true work of transformation begins. As we embark on this journey, we are guided by the archetypes that populate the landscape of the unconscious. These archetypes, with their rich symbolism and timeless wisdom, offer us a roadmap for navigating the complexities of the inner world. They are the guardians of the soul, the ancient voices that call us to remember our true nature and to reclaim the parts of ourselves that have been lost or forgotten. One such archetype is the alchemist, the figure who embodies the process of transformation and transmutation. The alchemist represents the ability to transform base elements into gold, a metaphor for the inner work of turning suffering into wisdom and addiction into healing. The alchemist reminds us that within the crucible of pain lies the potential for enlightenment, for the discovery of the self that exists beyond the limitations of the ego. In the context of addiction, the alchemical process involves the dissolution of the ego's defenses, the breaking down of the barriers that have been erected to protect us from the truth of our own suffering. It is a process of purification, where the impurities of the psyche are burned away, leaving behind the essence of the self that is whole and complete. The journey of the alchemist is not a solitary one. It is a dance between the opposites, a balancing of the masculine and feminine energies within the psyche, a reconciliation of the conscious and unconscious forces that shape our existence. It is a journey that requires the integration of the shadow, the acceptance of the parts of ourselves that we have disowned or rejected. As we engage in this alchemical process, we are reminded of the importance of community, of the connections that bind us to one another and to the larger tapestry of humanity. Addiction often thrives in isolation, in the silence and secrecy that accompany the struggle. Yet, it is through connection and community that we find the support and understanding necessary for healing. In the embrace of community, we find the reflection of our own struggles and the validation of our experiences. We are reminded that we are not alone, that our pain is not unique, but part of the shared human condition. In this shared space, we can begin to unravel the threads of addiction, to understand the patterns that have kept us bound, and to discover the strength to forge a new path. The path of healing is not linear. It is a spiral, a continuous unfolding of the self that requires patience and perseverance. Along the way, we will encounter setbacks and challenges, moments of doubt and fear that test our resolve. Yet, it is in these moments that the true work of transformation occurs, for they offer us the opportunity to confront our limitations and to transcend them. As we navigate this path, we must cultivate a sense of compassion for ourselves and for others. Compassion is the balm that soothes the wounds of the soul, the gentle force that allows us to hold our pain with tenderness and care. It is the recognition of our shared humanity, the understanding that we are all flawed and imperfect, yet worthy of love and acceptance. Through the practice of compassion, we can begin to heal the rifts within ourselves, to bridge the gap between the conscious and unconscious, and to integrate the shadow into the fullness of our being. We can begin to see addiction not as a failure, but as an opportunity for growth, a catalyst for the awakening of the soul. In this process, the role of creativity cannot be overstated. Creativity is the language of the soul, the means by which the unconscious expresses itself and communicates its truth. Through creative expression, we can give voice to the parts of ourselves that have been silenced, to the emotions and experiences that have been buried beneath the surface. Whether through art, writing, music, or movement, creativity offers us a pathway to healing, a means of exploring the depths of the psyche and of bringing to light the insights that lie hidden within. It is a dialogue with the unconscious, a dance with the archetypes that populate our inner world, and a celebration of the unique tapestry of our lives. As we come to the close of this exploration, let us remember that the journey to wholeness is a sacred one, an invitation to awaken to the truth of who we are and to embrace the fullness of our being. It is a journey that requires a willingness to step into the unknown, to confront the pain that lies at the heart of addiction, and to engage in the transformative work of healing. In this journey, we are guided by the wisdom of the psyche, the archetypal patterns that shape our lives, and the deep well of creativity that resides within us. We are supported by the embrace of community, the connections that remind us of our shared humanity, and the compassion that allows us to hold our pain with tenderness and care. As we move forward, let us embrace the mystery of the psyche, the dance of light and shadow that defines our existence. Let us listen to the whispers of the unconscious, to the dreams and symbols that guide our path, and let us trust in the transformative power of the journey to lead us to the discovery of our true and authentic selves. As we delve further into the labyrinthine corridors of the psyche, let us consider the profound significance of the inner child, an archetype that embodies the essence of innocence, wonder, and vulnerability. The inner child represents the part of us that remains untouched by the ravages of time, a source of creativity and spontaneity that resides at the core of our being. Yet, for many, this child is burdened with unhealed wounds, the remnants of past traumas and unmet needs that echo through the chambers of the unconscious. In the context of addiction, the inner child often plays a pivotal role. It is this aspect of the self that cries out for attention, that seeks comfort and solace in the face of overwhelming pain. The addictive behavior becomes a surrogate caretaker, a means of soothing the child within when the world feels too harsh or unkind. But this is a temporary reprieve, for the true needs of the inner child remain unmet, hidden beneath layers of defense mechanisms and coping strategies. To heal from addiction is to embark on a journey of reparenting the inner child, of offering it the love, understanding, and nurturing that it so desperately craves. This requires a deep commitment to self-compassion, a willingness to listen to the whispers of the child within and to honor its needs and desires. It is an invitation to become both the child and the parent, to hold oneself with tenderness and care, and to create a safe space for healing and growth. As we embrace the inner child, we must also confront the archetype of the shadow parent, the critical or neglectful internal voice that perpetuates the cycle of addiction. This shadow parent may embody the internalized messages of caregivers from our past, the judgments and criticisms that have shaped our self-perception and influenced our behavior. It is a formidable force, for it maintains the status quo, reinforcing the patterns of addiction that keep us bound. Yet, within this tension lies the opportunity for transformation. By recognizing and confronting the shadow parent, we can begin to challenge the limiting beliefs and narratives that have defined our existence. We can rewrite the story of who we are, embracing a narrative that is rooted in self-love and acceptance, and that honors the unique gifts and potential of the inner child. This process of reparenting and rewriting our narratives is deeply intertwined with the concept of individuation, the journey towards self-realization and wholeness that lies at the heart of Jungian psychology. Individuation is the process by which we integrate the disparate parts of the self, harmonizing the conscious and unconscious, and embracing the totality of our being. It is a path that requires courage, for it demands that we confront the shadows that we have long avoided, and that we embrace the light that shines from within. As we navigate this path, we are guided by the archetype of the wise old man or woman, the sage who embodies wisdom, insight, and the deep knowledge of the soul. This archetype serves as a mentor, offering guidance and support as we traverse the inner landscape. It reminds us that the answers we seek are not found in the external world, but within the depths of our own psyche, in the silent whispers of intuition and the profound insights of self-reflection. Through the practice of active imagination, we can engage in a dialogue with these inner figures, accessing the wisdom of the unconscious and allowing it to inform our conscious decisions. Active imagination is a powerful tool, a bridge between the conscious and unconscious that facilitates the integration of the psyche and supports the process of individuation. It is a practice that invites us to enter into a creative exploration of the self, to engage with the symbols and images that arise from within, and to allow them to guide us towards healing and transformation. As we journey further into the depths of the unconscious, we encounter the archetype of the trickster, a figure that embodies chaos and unpredictability, and that challenges the status quo. The trickster is a catalyst for change, disrupting the patterns and routines that have become stagnant and inviting us to embrace the unknown. In the context of addiction, the trickster may manifest as the unexpected breakthroughs or setbacks that punctuate the recovery process, the moments of insight or confusion that propel us forward on our path. The trickster reminds us that the journey to wholeness is not a linear one, but a dance between order and chaos, stability and change. It invites us to let go of our attachment to certainty and to embrace the fluidity of the psyche, to trust in the unfolding of the journey, and to remain open to the possibilities that arise along the way. In this dance of transformation, the role of ritual becomes paramount. For rituals serve as anchors in the ever-shifting landscape of the psyche. They provide structure and meaning, offering a space for reflection and renewal, and allowing us to connect with the deeper currents of the soul. Rituals can take many forms, from the simple acts of daily mindfulness to the more elaborate ceremonies that mark milestones on the journey of healing. through ritual, we can honor the transitions and transformations that define our path, creating a sacred space in which to acknowledge the pain of the past and to celebrate the potential of the future. Rituals remind us of the cyclical nature of life, the eternal dance of death and rebirth that is mirrored in the process of individuation. They ground us in the present moment, allowing us to cultivate a deeper awareness of the self and to connect with the larger tapestry of existence. As we continue to explore the depths of the psyche, let us also consider the role of nature as a source of healing and inspiration. Nature, in its infinite wisdom and beauty, offers us a mirror for our own inner landscape, reflecting the cycles of growth and decay, creation and destruction that define the human experience. In the embrace of nature, we can find solace and connection, a reminder of our place in the larger web of life and a source of renewal for the soul. By attuning ourselves to the rhythms of nature, we can cultivate a deeper connection to the inner world, accessing the wisdom of the unconscious and allowing it to inform our journey of healing. Whether through the quiet contemplation of a sunset, the gentle rustle of leaves in the wind, or the vibrant colors of a blooming flower, nature offers us a gateway to the soul, a reminder of the beauty and mystery that resides within. As we draw near the conclusion of this exploration, let us reflect on the journey we have undertaken, the insights we have gleaned, and the transformations we have embraced. The path to healing from addiction is not an easy one, but it is a journey that is rich with potential, offering us the opportunity to discover the truth of who we are and to embrace the fullness of our being. In this journey, we are called to confront the shadows that have long haunted us, to embrace the light that shines from within, and to honor the unique gifts and potential of the self. We are invited to engage in the alchemical process of transformation, to transmute pain into wisdom, and to discover the gold that lies hidden within the depths of the psyche. As we move forward, let us hold fast to the lessons we have learned, the insights we have gained, and the connections we have forged. Let us trust in the wisdom of the psyche, the guidance of the archetypes, and the support of the community that surrounds us. And let us continue to journey inward, to explore the depths of the soul, and to embrace the mystery and beauty of the human experience. As we gather once more to delve into the mysteries of the human psyche, let us turn our attention to the concept of the self, that elusive yet fundamental aspect of our being that strives for unity and coherence amidst the chaos of existence. The self, in Jungian terms, represents the totality of the psyche, encompassing both the conscious and unconscious realms. It is the center of our personal universe, the guiding star that leads us on the journey towards individuation. In the context of addiction, the self often becomes obscured, overshadowed by the fragmented desires and compulsions that characterize the addictive cycle. The journey to recovery, then, is not simply a matter of abstaining from substances or behaviors, but a quest to rediscover and realign with the self. It is a process of integrating the disparate parts of the psyche, of healing the rift between the conscious ego and the unconscious depths, and of reclaiming the wholeness that is our birthright. This quest for the self is mirrored in the myth of the hero's journey, a universal narrative that speaks to the trials and triumphs of the human spirit. The hero, in embarking on their quest, must confront formidable challenges, navigate treacherous landscapes, and face the dragons that guard the treasures of the soul. These dragons, in the realm of the psyche, take the form of fears, doubts, and unresolved conflicts that have been banished to the unconscious. In the throes of addiction, these dragons often manifest as the seductive voices of temptation, the insidious whispers that lure us back into the familiar patterns of behavior. Yet, it is through the confrontation with these inner adversaries that the hero gains strength and insight, for the dragons are not merely obstacles to be vanquished, but guardians of the wisdom that lies hidden within the depths. As the hero progresses on their journey, they encounter allies and mentors, figures who offer guidance and support along the path. These allies may take the form of therapists, friends, or members of a support group, individuals who have walked the path of recovery and who share their hard-won wisdom. They serve as the embodiment of the archetype of the wise guide, offering the hero the tools and knowledge necessary to navigate the inner landscape. The hero's journey is not a solitary endeavor, for it is through connection with others that the hero discovers the strength to persevere. In the shared stories and collective struggles of the community, the hero finds validation and encouragement, a reminder that they are not alone in their quest. As the hero ventures deeper into the labyrinth of the psyche, they are called to confront the concept of the persona, the social mask that we wear to navigate the external world. The persona is the aspect of the self that is shaped by societal expectations and norms, a necessary facade that allows us to function within the collective. Yet, when the persona is rigid and inflexible, it can become a barrier to authenticity, obscuring the true self and perpetuating the cycle of addiction. The journey to wholeness requires a shedding of the persona, a willingness to embrace vulnerability and authenticity, and to reveal the true self that lies beneath the mask. This process can be challenging, for it involves a dismantling of the defenses that have been carefully constructed to protect the ego from the perceived threats of the outside world. Yet, it is through this dismantling that we create space for the emergence of the authentic self, for the expression of our true thoughts, feelings, and desires. In this journey towards authenticity, the role of self-expression becomes paramount. Through art, writing, music, or a movement, we can give voice to the parts of ourselves that have been silenced, allowing the true self to emerge and to be seen. Creativity becomes a bridge between the inner and outer worlds, a means of communicating the truth of the psyche and of forging a deeper connection with the self and with others. The exploration of the self is a lifelong endeavor, a continuous unfolding of the layers of the psyche and the deepening of our understanding of who we are. It requires a commitment to self-reflection, a willingness to engage with the unconscious, and an openness to the insights that arise from within. It is a journey that is both challenging and rewarding, offering us the opportunity to discover the depths of our being and to embrace the fullness of our potential. As we continue on this path, let us consider the role of mindfulness, a practice that invites us to cultivate a deeper awareness of the present moment and to attune ourselves to the rhythms of the psyche. Mindfulness allows us to observe the patterns of thought and behavior that arise from the unconscious, offering us the opportunity to respond with intention rather than react with compulsion. It is a practice that grounds us in the here and now, allowing us to engage with the self and with the world from a place of clarity and presence. Through mindfulness, we can cultivate a compassionate awareness of our experiences, embracing both the light and the shadow of the psyche. We can learn to hold our pain with tenderness, to acknowledge the wounds that lie beneath the surface, and to offer ourselves the love and understanding that we so often seek from others. In this journey of self-discovery, let us also consider the role of dreams, the nocturnal visions that offer us a window into the unconscious and a means of communicating with the deeper aspects of the psyche. Dreams are the language of the soul, revealing the hidden truths and desires that reside within the depths. By engaging with our dreams, by exploring their symbols and narratives, we can gain valuable insights into the workings of the unconscious and the patterns that shape our lives. The practice of dream analysis invites us to become active participants in our own healing, to engage with images and symbols that arise from within, and to integrate their messages into our waking lives. Through this engagement, we can begin to unravel the threads of addiction, to understand the underlying conflicts and desires that drive our behavior, and to discover the path to healing and wholeness. As we draw our exploration to a close, let us reflect on the journey we have undertaken, the insights we have gleaned, and the transformations we have embraced. The path to healing from addiction is not a destination, but a continuous unfolding of the self, a journey that invites us to embrace the fullness of our being and to discover the depths of our potential. In this journey, we are called to confront the shadows that have long haunted us, to embrace the light that shines from within, and to honor the unique gifts and potential of the self. We are invited to engage in the alchemical process of transformation, to transmute pain into wisdom, and to discover the gold that lies hidden within the depths of the psyche. As we move forward, let us hold fast to the lessons we have learned, the insights we have gained, and the connections we have forged. Let us trust in the wisdom of the psyche, the guidance of the archetypes, and the support of the community that surrounds us. And let us continue to journey inward, to explore the depths of the soul, and to embrace the mystery and beauty of the human experience as we venture further into the exploration of the human psyche. Let us immerse ourselves in the profound interplay between light and shadow, a dance as old as time itself. This duality, so intrinsic to our nature, is not merely a dichotomy, but a spectrum of experiences and potentialities that defines our journey towards self-realization. The shadow, in Jungian terms, represents those aspects of the self that are hidden, repressed, or unacknowledged. Yet it is also a reservoir of untapped potential and creativity. The shadow is often perceived as a repository of negative traits, those characteristics we do not wish to acknowledge or accept. However, this is only a partial understanding, for the shadow also contains positive qualities that have been neglected or undervalued. In the context of addiction, the shadow may house the very impulses we seek to escape: fear, shame, guilt, but also the strengths and desires we have yet to recognize. To engage with the shadow is to embark on a journey of integration, a process that requires courage and honesty. It is an invitation to confront the aspects of ourselves that we have disowned, to shine the light of consciousness on the dark corners of the psyche, and to reclaim the wholeness of our being. This is not an easy task, for the shadow resists exposure, clinging to the safety of the unconscious. Yet, it is through this confrontation that true healing begins. Consider the archetype of the mirror, an image that invites reflection and self-awareness. The mirror shows us not only what we wish to see, but also what we prefer to ignore. In the realm of the psyche, the mirror reflects the totality of who we are, both light and shadow, and challenges us to embrace the fullness of our identity. In addiction, the mirror may reveal the truths we have long avoided, the pain we have sought to numb, and the potential for transformation that awaits our recognition. Through the practice of self-reflection, we can engage with the mirror, allowing it to guide us in the process of self-discovery. This practice invites us to examine our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors with curiosity and compassion, to explore the motivations that drive us, and to understand the patterns that shape our lives. It is a journey of inquiry, a quest to uncover the hidden dynamics of the psyche and to bring them into the light of awareness. In this exploration, the role of the anima and animus becomes significant, for these archetypes represent the complementary energies within the psyche, the feminine and masculine aspects that seek balance and integration. The anima, the feminine aspect within the male psyche, and the animus, the masculine aspect within the female psyche, are gateways to the unconscious, offering insights and guidance on the journey of individuation. In the context of addiction, the anima and animus may manifest as the inner voices that call us to wholeness. The intuitive knowings and rational insights that guide us towards healing, they challenge us to transcend the limitations of gender stereotypes and to embrace the full spectrum of our humanity. By integrating these energies, we create a harmonious balance within the psyche, fostering a sense of unity and coherence as we continue to navigate the labyrinth of the psyche. Let us also consider the role of play, an often overlooked yet vital aspect of the healing journey. Play is the language of the inner child, a means of exploring the world with curiosity and wonder. It is through play that we reconnect with the spontaneity and joy that reside within, allowing us to transcend the confines of the ego and to engage with the world from a place of authenticity. In the realm of addiction, play becomes a powerful antidote to the rigidity and control that characterize the addictive cycle. It invites us to let go of our defenses, to embrace vulnerability, and to engage with life with an open heart. Through play, we can explore new ways of being, discover the innate creativity of the self, and cultivate a deeper connection with the world around us. As we engage with the practice of play, we are reminded of the importance of balance, the need to harmonize the various aspects of the self and to create a life that is rich and fulfilling. Balance is not a static state, but a dynamic interplay between the inner and outer worlds. A dance between the demands of the ego and the desires of the soul. It requires a continuous attunement to the rhythms of the psyche, an openness to change and a willingness to embrace the unknown. Let us also reflect on the role of gratitude, a practice that invites us to cultivate a sense of appreciation for the gifts and challenges of the journey. Gratitude is a powerful force, a lens through which we can view the world with new eyes, recognizing the beauty and abundance that exist within and around us. It reminds us of the interconnectedness of all things, the intricate web of relationships that define our existence, and the support and guidance that are available to us at every step of the journey. Through gratitude, we can shift our focus from the limitations and struggles of addiction to the possibilities and opportunities for growth and transformation. It invites us to celebrate the small victories, to acknowledge the progress we have made, and to honor the resilience and strength that have carried us through the darkest times. Gratitude is a practice that nourishes the soul, fostering a sense of contentment and peace that transcends the challenges of the moment. As we draw our exploration to a close, let us remember that the journey towards healing and self-discovery is a sacred one, an invitation to awaken to the truth of who we are and to embrace the fullness of our being. It is a journey that requires courage, commitment, and an openness to the mysteries of the psyche. Yet, it is also a journey that offers profound rewards, leading us to the discovery of our true nature and the realization of our deepest potential. In this journey, we are supported by the wisdom of the psyche, the guidance of the archetypes, and the embrace of the community that surrounds us. We are called to confront the shadows that have long haunted us, to embrace the light that shines from within, and to honor the unique gifts and potential of the self. As we move forward, let us trust in the transformative power of the journey, and let us continue to explore the depths of the soul, embracing the mystery and beauty of the human experience. As we gather once more in the sacred space of introspection, let us turn our gaze towards the concept of the collective unconscious, that vast and unfathomable reservoir of shared human experience. In the intricate web of our individual lives, the collective unconscious serves as the underpinning foundation, a repository of archetypes and primordial images that shape our perceptions and interactions with the world. The collective unconscious is not a relic of the past, but a living and dynamic entity continually influencing the fabric of our consciousness. It is here that the archetypes reside, those universal symbols and motifs that transcend the boundaries of culture and time. They are the threads that weave together the tapestry of human experience, connecting us to the stories and myths that have guided humanity through the ages. In the context of addiction, the collective unconscious holds particular significance, for it is here that the archetypal patterns of suffering and redemption unfold. Addiction, in many ways, can be seen as a modern manifestation of the timeless struggle between the forces of light and shadow, a reflection of the eternal dance between the conscious and unconscious realms. Consider, for instance, the archetype of the quest, a narrative that speaks to the longing for wholeness and the search for meaning. In the throes of addiction, this quest may become distorted, manifesting as a relentless pursuit of substances or behaviors in an attempt to fill an existential void. Yet, beneath this compulsion lies a deeper yearning, a desire to connect with the numinous and to transcend the limitations of the ego. This yearning is echoed in the myth of the Holy Grail, a symbol of the ultimate goal of the quest, the realization of the self and the attainment of spiritual fulfillment. The Grail represents the integration of the psyche, the harmonization of the conscious and unconscious, and the reconciliation of the opposites within. It is the prize that awaits those who dare to journey into the depths of the soul, to confront the dragons of addiction, and to emerge transformed. As we ponder the archetype of the quest, let us also reflect on the concept of the wounded healer, a figure who embodies the paradox of suffering and healing. The wounded healer archetype suggests that it is through our own wounds that we gain the capacity to heal others, that our suffering becomes the crucible for compassion and empathy in the realm of addiction. This archetype offers a powerful narrative of redemption, a reminder that our struggles can serve as a source of strength and inspiration for others. The journey of the wounded healer is one of transformation, a process that requires the integration of the shadow and the acceptance of our vulnerabilities. It is a path that invites us to embrace the fullness of our humanity, to recognize the wisdom that lies within our suffering, and to use that wisdom in the service of others. In this journey, the role of community becomes paramount, for it is through connection with others that the wounded healer finds the support and validation necessary for healing. Community provides a mirror for our experiences, reflecting back to us the shared struggles and triumphs of the human condition. In the embrace of community, we find solace and understanding, a reminder that we are not alone in our quest for wholeness. As we navigate the complexities of the collective unconscious, let us also consider the role of ritual and ceremony in the process of healing. Rituals serve as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious, offering a space for reflection and renewal, and allowing us to connect with the deeper currents of the psyche. They ground us in the present moment, providing structure and meaning, and facilitating the integration of the insights and experiences that arise from the inner journey, whether through the simple acts of daily mindfulness or the more elaborate ceremonies that mark milestones on the path of recovery. rituals invite us to honor the transitions and transformations that define our journey. They remind us of the cyclical nature of life, the eternal dance of death and rebirth that is mirrored in the process of individuation. Through ritual, we can create a sacred space in which to acknowledge the pain of the past, to celebrate the potential of the future, and to embrace the mystery of the present as we engage with the practice of ritual. Let us also reflect on the importance of intention. The conscious direction of our thoughts and actions towards a desired outcome. Intention is a powerful force, a means of aligning the conscious and unconscious towards a common goal, and of manifesting the changes we seek in our lives by setting clear and purposeful intentions. We can harness the energies of the psyche and channel them towards healing and transformation. In the context of addiction, intention becomes a guiding light, illuminating the path towards recovery and offering a sense of purpose and direction. It invites us to articulate our desires for change, to commit to the process of healing, and to remain open to the possibilities that arise along the way. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us remember that the journey towards healing and self-discovery is a sacred one. An invitation to awaken to the truth of who we are and to embrace the fullness of our being. It is a journey that requires courage, commitment, and an openness to the mysteries of the psyche. Yet, it is also a journey that offers profound rewards, leading us to the discovery of our true nature and the realization of our deepest potential. In this journey, we are supported by the wisdom of the collective unconscious, the guidance of the archetypes, and the embrace of the community that surrounds us. We are called to confront the shadows that have long haunted us, to embrace the light that shines from within, and to honor the unique gifts and potential of the self. As we move forward, let us trust in the transformative power of the journey, and let us continue to explore the depths of the soul, embracing the mystery and beauty of the human experience. As we continue our exploration into the rich and intricate realms of the psyche, let us venture deeper into the concept of transformation, an alchemical process that lies at the heart of the human experience. Transformation, in the Jungian sense, is not merely a change in form or function, but a profound metamorphosis of the self. A journey from the depths of darkness into the light of awareness and understanding. In the context of addiction, transformation is both the goal and the process, an unfolding journey that invites us to transmute the base elements of our suffering into the gold of wisdom and insight. This alchemical process is one of integration, requiring a reconciliation of the shadow and the conscious self, harmonization of the inner and outer worlds, and a deep engagement with the archetypal forces that shape our existence. Consider the archetype of the phoenix, a powerful symbol of renewal and rebirth. The phoenix, with its ability to rise from its own ashes, embodies the essence of transformation, the cyclical process of death and rebirth that is mirrored in the journey of individuation. In the throes of addiction, we may experience a metaphorical death, a dissolution of the ego and the structures that have defined our existence. Yet, within this dissolution lies the seed of rebirth, the potential for a new and more authentic self to emerge. The journey of the phoenix is not an easy one, for it requires a willingness to let go of the old, to release the attachments and patterns that no longer serve us, and to embrace the uncertainty of the unknown. It is a process of surrender, a relinquishing of control, and a trust in the wisdom of the psyche to guide us towards healing and transformation. In this journey, the role of symbols becomes paramount, for symbols are the language of the unconscious, offering us a means of communicating with the deeper aspects of the psyche. Through symbols, we can access the wisdom of the unconscious, gaining insights into the patterns and dynamics that shape our lives and guiding us on the path of transformation. Symbols are not static images, but dynamic and multifaceted, evolving with our understanding and offering new layers of meaning as we engage with them. They serve as bridges between the conscious and unconscious, facilitating the integration of the psyche and supporting the process of individuation. By engaging with symbols through practices such as active imagination, dream analysis, and creative expression, we can invite the unconscious to reveal its truths and to guide us towards healing and wholeness. As we engage with the transformative power of symbols, let us also consider the role of shadow work. The process of exploring and integrating the shadow aspects of the self. Shadow work is an essential component of transformation, for it is through the integration of the shadow that we become whole, embracing the fullness of our humanity and realizing our true potential. Shadow work requires courage and honesty, inviting us to confront the aspects of ourselves that we have disowned or denied. It is a journey of self-discovery, a quest to uncover the hidden dynamics of the psyche and to bring them into the light of awareness. Through shadow work, we can begin to unravel the patterns of addiction, to understand the fears and desires that drive our behavior, and to discover the path to healing and transformation. In this journey, we are supported by the archetype of the healer, a figure who embodies the capacity for healing and transformation. The healer is not an external figure, but an internal archetype, a representation of the innate potential for healing that resides within each of us. By connecting with this archetype, we can access the inner resources necessary for transformation, cultivating the compassion and wisdom needed to heal ourselves and others. The path of transformation is not a solitary endeavor, but a communal one. For it is through connection with others that we find the support and validation necessary for healing. In the embrace of community, we find a mirror for our experiences, reflecting back to us the shared struggles and triumphs of the human condition. Community provides a space for vulnerability and authenticity, allowing us to share our stories, to receive feedback and support, and to celebrate the milestones along the journey. As we continue on this path, let us also consider the role of resilience, the capacity to adapt and thrive in the face of adversity. Resilience is not an inherent trait, but a skill that can be cultivated through practice and intention. It is the ability to navigate the challenges of life with grace and determination, to learn from our experiences and to emerge stronger and wiser. In the context of addiction, resilience becomes a vital ally, offering us the strength and perseverance needed to overcome the obstacles that arise along the path of recovery. It invites us to embrace the challenges as opportunities for growth, to learn from our setbacks, and to cultivate a mindset of possibility and hope. As we draw this exploration to a close, let us reflect on the transformative journey we have undertaken, the insights we have gleaned, and the potential for healing and growth that lies within us. The path of transformation is a sacred one, an invitation to awaken to the truth of who we are and to embrace the fullness of our being. In this journey, we are supported by the wisdom of the psyche, the guidance of the archetypes, and the embrace of the community that surrounds us. We are called to confront the shadows that have long haunted us, to embrace the light that shines from within, and to honor the unique gifts and potential of the self as we move forward. Let us trust in the transformative power of the journey, and let us continue to explore the depths of the soul, embracing the mystery and beauty of the human experience.